Ibina the Kingmaker. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a peculiar circumstance amongst these people. They had never had a king to lead them. For generations, the people had lived in harmony, guided by their chief priest, who served as the intermediary between the mortal realm and the divine. However, as time went on and the challenges of the world grew, the kingdom yearned for a leader who could steer them towards peace and prosperity. In their quest to find a suitable king, the chief priest consulted the oracle, seeking guidance from the gods. It was revealed that the gods themselves would select the first king through an extraordinary means. All the maidens of the kingdom were to gather at the village square, where the gods would choose among them the one who possessed their divine blessing. This chosen maiden would then decide the first king of the kingdom through marriage. The awaited day arrived, and all the maidens assembled at the village square, their minds full with anticipation. The maidens were blindfolded and given the task of retrieving an egg of royalty from a pot placed at the center of the sacred shrine. The belief held that whoever successfully extracted the egg of royalty would be recognized as the bearer of the god's shining lights. Thus, it was destined that she would choose her husband, who would subsequently become the king. Among the maidens stood Ibina, an epitome of beauty and grace. As fate would have it, she became the chosen one, heeding the call of the gods. The news of her selection spread like wildfire, and men from all walks of life vied for her hand in marriage, hoping to claim the throne through their union with her. However, Ibina remained steadfast, for her heart was already taken. The man she loved deeply had shattered her heart by departing on a long and unforeseen journey. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet he did not return. Ibina's unwavering love for him prevented her from accepting any of the suitors who lined up before her. Pressure mounted on her as the kingdom anxiously awaited her decision. It was evident that time was running out and she would need to choose a husband soon. On the momentous day that held the potential to change the course of history, the village square was abuzz with eager anticipation. The young men, meticulously dressed and accompanied by their families, anxiously stood in line, their hopes hanging in the balance. Suddenly, a convoy of cars arrived, drawing everyone's attention. Among them stepped out a man. It was Ukpabi, Ibina's long-lost love. Ukpabi had returned to the kingdom, now a man of great wealth and status. Determined to win Ibina's heart and marry the love of his life, he had accomplished remarkable feats during his absence. The crowd watched in astonishment as Ibina, overwhelmed with joy and longing, embraced him tightly. In that very moment, she announced to all that Ukpabi was the man she wished to wed, the man she loved beyond measure. With Ibina's proclamation, the kingdom erupted in celebration. The gods had bestowed their favor upon the chosen maiden, guiding her back into the arms of her true love. And so, Ukpabi, the man who had journeyed far and wide, now stood before his beloved, ready to embark on a new chapter as the kingdom's first king. But this didn't go well with other men who had been at home all this while, hoping that Ibina would choose one of them. They ganged up against Ibina and Ukpabi. They plotted to kill Ukpabi so that they would have a chance again to marry Ibina. They hired assassins to kidnap and kill Ukpabi. He was kidnapped and taken to the forest to be killed. On reaching the forest, before they could think of harming him, Ukpabi made a deal with them. He promised to give them a huge amount of money, 10 times what they were paid to kill him. Also, he will appoint them as senior guards of the palace and pay them handsomely. The assassins weighed the both deals and accepted Ukpabi's deal. He planned with them on how to expose the bad men in their kingdom, for his rule will not tolerate evildoers. Ukpabi went to a nearby village for a few days in order to gather evidence against the perpetrators. Alarm was raised as Ukpabi disappeared without a trace. Nobody could account for his whereabouts, not even Ibina. The village was thrown into mourning, and Ibina cried endlessly. As the villagers were still trying to figure out what happened, the perpetrators marched to the chief priest, demanding for Ibina to make another choice among them. They opined that maybe the gods were angry about Ibina's choice, thereby killing Ukpabi themselves. Little did the villagers know that they were the people behind Ukpabi's disappearance. The chief priest ordered Ibina to get ready the next day, as she will have to make another choice among the young men of the village. The next day, all the villagers gathered again to see who Ibina would eventually choose. As Ibina was walking past the young men with a heavy heart and almost crying, they began to drag her, each claiming to be the right person for her. Fight ensued among them, and they began to expose themselves on the part they played in making sure Ukpabi was no more, and so has more rights to marry Ibina than the others. The villagers, Ibina, as well as the chief priest, watched in surprise as this was happening. Suddenly, Ukpabi emerged from the midst of the people with the kidnappers now dressed as his guards. Everything was laid bare before the people, and all the perpetrators were banished from the village, never to return until their deaths. Ibina and Ukpabi got married, and Ukpabi was crowned first king of the kingdom. Under the leadership of Ibina and King Ukpabi, the kingdom flourished, embracing an era of peace and prosperity. Their love story had become legend, a tale told to future generations as a testament to the power of destiny, perseverance, and the enduring bond between two souls destined to reign together. This is Umma's story time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I am Amarachi Ihoma, the young storyteller.